Hey guys, I'm starving. It's 6:08. I just got home. Literally haven't even taken my shoes off. Okay guys, I cannot find the clip that starts off this video telling about my day. So do your best to follow along with me because I just can't find it. I don't know where that clip went or even if I press record. So sorry about that, but here we go. So she comes in, she's very manic behavior, not really making a lot of sense as far as like her conversation's cohesive, very sporadic. Like when she says one thing, she thinks of another thing to tell me. And so I'm like trying to break down to her like the next steps. Like I'm gonna take you to the women's evaluation unit. You're gonna be assessed, you're gonna be evaluated. They're gonna decide if they are gonna admit you or, you know, if they need to get you connected with psychiatry per her request. And so she was very open to that. I built a rapport with her, relationship with her, made her feel comfortable so that she would feel comfortable walking over to the hospital. So I ended up walking her over to the hospital, talked with the nursing staff over there, and had to wait until I made sure that she was okay. You know, reminded her about her appointment. And then after that, I ended up going to meet with a patient who had recently delivered, and she was initially like, okay, like, you know, this and that. I'm like, okay, children's division will be involved, do the prenatal drug exposure. You know, like if this is the dad, you guys need to be collaborating and talking with your family members for potential relative care. If not, the baby will go into foster care, and that's still even an option, even if you have people that are agreeing to take the baby temporarily until the courts can decide what to do further about placement. And so she's been through this rodeo before, like she's had previous other children. And so I'm like, you know, like, you have any questions? She's like, so I go ahead and make the report. So if you don't know this, when Children's Division acts, so when you make a Children's Division report, you have to do it based on the patient client's address. And that's because then the state sends it to that specific jurisdiction or county that the family lives in, so that a worker could be assigned and a county could be assigned. And so this specific patient lived in a specific county, and that's what we had on file. That's what her insurance knew. This was actually a different state. So I was trying to explain to her previously, even before this, like months ago, that, you know, if you are living in Missouri, you need to change over everything. You need to make sure that everything collaborates with each other. All of the information that you provided to me, that you provide to the hospital staff, that you provide to other organizations and agencies, and that you also have to apply for Medicaid with Missouri. And so she's, oh yeah, I'm gonna do. I'm like, okay, until you do those things, your active address and your current address and the address that you still haven't changed is, she never did it. So now here we are, the day the Children's Division report, I do it based off the address that I actually have on file and that her insurance and everything collaborates with. And so she, you know, I give her a call and I'm like, hey, this worker called and this is her name. She'll be up around this time, so make sure you make yourself available to meet with her. And she's like, okay, great. So 5 minutes later, I get a call back from her at the hospital, and she's like, so I actually met with someone earlier. I was like, that was me. You met with me. And so she was like, oh, okay. I was like, you'll meet with a Children's Division worker. I'm not a Children's Division worker. And so she was like, okay, with the county. And I was like, it was like, no. I need to let you know that I don't live there. I'm going to this place after. I was like, so you don't currently reside there? No, not right now, but I plan on once I'm discharged. I was like, but you don't currently reside there? Do you get any mail there? No. I'm like, okay, well, I have to use the address on file because you never gave me any other address. And, you know, this is how this process works. If you say that you're living in Missouri, but you're getting benefits in Medicaid, you're going to jeopardize the, you know, insurance and stuff that you have now. She's like, I don't care. And I was like, well, when you talk to your Children's Division worker that's coming, you can explain that you possibly want to be transferred over to Missouri, but you have to provide an address and proof that you actually live there and reside there at that home. Like, do you get mail sent there? And she's like, no. Cuts me off. And it's like, thank you so much for all your help. And I was like, you're welcome. If you watch Awkward, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm like, how is this my fault? How are you being sarcastic with me? I'm just doing my job. You know, you know how this goes. You know how this rodeo runs, and you didn't make the necessary changes throughout the 9 months, and now all of a sudden it's my fault because you never changed your address. And she's been to different treatment centers, and I'm sure she's staying at some friend's house that she met, but that's not her actual residence. That's not where she gets bills. That's not where she gets mail. I mean, like, I'm just like, it's a whole process to change over your insurance from Illinois to Medicaid, Illinois to Missouri Medicaid. And I've been trying to get her to go along with that process. I'm trying to help her, and we've been trying to assist her and explain things to her. And even with like MAT and getting treatment and getting primary care, she just never followed through with anything. And it's only so much that you can do. It's only so much that you can help a patient. So children's division worker, I called her and I'm like, hey, she already kind of like, is not in the mood. She doesn't want to talk to you. She's probably upset with me and probably won't want to talk to me anymore. But I'm just giving you a heads up. And she's like, I've worked with her before. Like, no matter what, she still has to go through the children's division process. And whether that's in Illinois, Missouri, it's still going to be the same. So I was like, okay, cool. Just preparing you. So I called the nurse as well and let them know that, like, she's not happy. If she's not happy, this is probably why. And the children's division worker will come up. And so she may not want to meet with the children's division worker. So I'm just preparing you guys for any potential like drama that it may cause on the floor, because some patients like make a big deal out of things. And so I was just trying to give them a warning. And then I called, the children's division worker called me several hours later. It was like, yeah, she refused to talk with me. She asked me to leave the room. And I spoke with the resident and gave them an update about how we will be proceeding with the case. And so apparently my receptionist said that the patient would call and then like hang up. But like every time she would go to, like, it wasn't even a whole ring. Like every time she would go pick it up, it was like no one there. So I don't know. And then the rest of the day was pretty much filled with patients. I pretty much saw 3 other patients, I think, at my actual clinic. So the first patient wasn't even my patient. Had no relevance to my clinic. We've never given her care. I had to write a note with her. I spent probably an hour working with her. And then I had just patients coming into the clinic. And then I actually had to, go to the hospital and deal with this patient. But yeah, the day like went by so fast. I didn't even eat lunch. So I'm starving right now. I didn't eat lunch, but other than that, it was a pretty much chill day. Like I said, I didn't expect it to go this fast, but it was a good day. Despite, patients being mad and upset, and it happens, and I'm kind of used to it. It still does cause me a little of anxiety to deal with confrontation and conflict, like to know that patients are upset with me. And sometimes I do have concerns that they're going to be so upset with me that they wait for me outside the door, or that they want to physically hurt me. So I do have those concerns, and I do have those worries sometimes, and sometimes those thoughts do creep up in my head, like my safety and being in like a room with a patient who has been, upset with me or verbalized not being happy with care. And it happens, like everybody can't be satisfied. Everybody's not going to be happy with the outcome of children's division, even though you've prepared them and you've explained things to them. Some people just don't believe that could be them. And so I just wanted to share with you guys a story about today, instead of doing like an actual like filming different parts in the office and stuff, because I've done one of these before, and I think I've only done one. So I was like, let me do this again, just sit down and kind of talk and debrief my day. And I also wanted to just share with you guys that I still do have concerns about my safety. Do I feel completely unsafe at work? No, but I don't believe that I'm ever going to be completely comfortable or feel completely safe in working in this field, especially doing the things that I do. Like, patients deem me as sometimes being the initiator or instigator of their family being broken apart, even though it's their responsibility and their life and their choices and decisions that got them to this point. And I can do my best to help them. And some people don't look at it that way. They look at it as if I failed them, I've taken their baby away from them, and you know, I didn't have to do the things like make their children's vision report, even though I'm a mandated reporter. And, you know, I do have concerns when patients are really upset with me. Like, are they going to wait? Are they going to try to follow me? And it's not a pleasant thing to think about or that really people share, but I think that it's important to be transparent with you guys and not make it seem like I'm always happy or, you know, confident. And I, you know, did a video about like, you know, not allowing fear to take over, which is me walking in that right now and just having faith that God will work it out and God will protect me. And, you know, I do have the best intentions when I encounter my patients, and sometimes doesn't work out the way that they wanted it to. And, you know, that's life. And do I feel like sometimes their behaviors or the things that they say or how they say things don't concern me? Yeah, they do. And I just want to make sure that you guys know to practice safety and talk about protocols at your job, and to go over them and to review them yourselves, and to make sure to not just like keep your guard down. And I'm not saying to like cast judgment on your patients or to stereotype or to assume, but to just be careful, to protect yourself, and to just be mindful of those things. And I didn't want to end the video without sharing those feelings that I had today, like because what she deemed me to be wrong, and I should have read her mind and done it with Missouri, and she would probably blame me for that. And you know, so I just wanted to share that with you guys and be real and honest, because I try to be as honest and transparent as I can be with you guys. And I hope that you enjoyed this little video, this little snippet of my day. And I wish you guys well, and I hope that you're safe. And if you have any questions, comments, or if you've ever felt like, oh, like maybe I have been a little afraid, or, you know, or I have been afraid or scared at my job, or, you know, conflict. If you're not a very good person with conflict like me, I get a little anxious when I'm dealing with conflict. We just got to keep going, and that's how we get better at it. My coworker is great at conflict and I'm not, but I'm better than what I was when I first graduated. And so I think that each year at each encounter I get a little stronger. But I just want to say, be safe, guys, and let's do the best we can. I'll see you guys in the next video.